Welcome into Sports Talk with Theo Dorsey. South Georgia, let's talk sports. And we have a takeover by way of Georgia Southwestern State University. You see the monitor behind me. We've got head coaches of both basketball programs, Ben Hicks of the men's team and Kelly Britsky of the women. Americus has been always known as a football town, but that's like most places in South Georgia. But lately, basketball has been giving it a hard run for its money. Georgia Southwestern has benefited from that. Hicks is entering his third season with the Hurricane, and Britsky is entering her season number 12. The Peach Belt Conference is no walk in the park, and both teams will look to storm their way to the top in the 2018-2019 season. They have a couple more months to prepare, and they've taken times out of their busy schedule, all the recruiting and all the preparing for 2018 to drop by the studio for Sports Talk tonight. So for that, I thank you and welcome you both.
Thanks for the invite.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Of course. And then we got, again, Ben Hicks, Kelly Britsky. If you couldn't tell by the names, we got the men's coach and the women's coach right here of Georgia Southwestern State. An honor to have you both in here. And the first thing I want to ask you guys, and I gave you a heads up, what's your favorite thing to do in America? Because you've had a dozen years at least to prepare for this. You've had about 3, so we'll start with her, and then you can give some more time to think about it.
Well, we have a good time, with the family and friends in the area. But one of the things that we enjoy as an athletic department is we go to a place called Pat's Place in town, and we play trivia. We're not always very good, but we have a good time.
There you go. Well, hopefully you're good at it. We got some trivia on this show, so that's a good foreshadow.
Oh, no. We'll see.
We'll see how good your trivia is, and that sounds good. I might have to check that out one day. And Coach Hicks, what you got?
I would have to say the same thing. It's enjoyable just to get together as an athletic department at Pat's Place, and like Coach Britsky just mentioned to you, it's a challenge, tough question, but a lot of times we finish in the top 4. And I would say I'm a food guy, so the first month on the job at Georgia Southwestern, I stopped by Monroe's Hot Dog and had a meal before I headed out of town. All
right, cool. So we got a couple spots I need to check out next time I'm in Americas. And you say you got top 4. I'm guessing that's top 4 out of 5 or whatnot?
No. There might have at least 10 or 12 in there.
Okay, cool. You talked about the cohesion there with the athletic department. You guys have about, a dozen people that come together for that sometimes?
Oh, yeah, sometimes more, yeah.
And let's talk about the cohesion of the basketball programs here. And for you, you've been here, Coach Britsky, and I'm sure you've worked hand in hand. I've seen you guys throw camps together. How does the women's program and the men's program help each other climb? And since you're newest here and you've seen some of that firsthand, probably getting some mentorship from her, can you talk about that, Coach Hicks?
Well, of course, I was the head coach at Alabama Southern Community College for 4 years. And at the 4-year level, going on my 3rd year, and there was a lot of things that I didn't know. I knew the basketball side of it, just the administrative side of it. I leaned on Coach Britsky heavily, just when I had different questions about rules and regulations and how to handle different situations as far as, preparation and for practice and for games. So she's been a big help for me. She's enjoyable to work next to. Of course, with men's and women's basketball, you travel together. So she's been a very easy travel partner.
Definitely. And he talked about the travel. I mean, how are they in that Peach Belt schedule when you guys are going on these road trips? They don't cause any problems?
No, they don't cause any problems. We have a good time. I mean, it's a fun bus ride when we both can get a win. It's sometimes tough when we're not successful. There's longer bus rides. But Coach Hicks has been great. I'm very fortunate. Our AD, Mike Leader, who was the coach before, and now Coach Hicks, we've had just a really good relationship between the men and women's program, and that's not always the case, so that's been nice. We work together, we travel together, we make sure everything's going. We have to really kind of juggle practice schedules a lot with some of our gym issues and classes and things like that, and it's just never been a problem. And I've enjoyed Coach Hicks the last couple of years because we can just sit in the office and talk basketball or talk life or talk about family, and that's really been nice.
That's good. I like that. So it's able to be a family and not just, I know teams talk about how they're families in themselves, but it sounds like the athletics department as a whole gets along. That's good to see.
Yeah, for sure.
We really do, yeah.
Yep,
that's good. Sure. Well, one way that the community probably takes a good liking to your programs is when they see some of their kids, some of their guys on your rosters. And I want to talk about recruiting locally because I know that was a strong push you both did, especially this year. And on both sides, you actually got a local kid from Americus. For the men's side, I know you got Eric Hall coming in along with the rest of the recruiting class. And then on the women's side, you got Jamisha Samuel coming in from Lowndes, as well as who you see there, Shantaria Taylor coming in from Tift area.
Right.
Can you speak, what does that do for the program when you're able to have some guys where they grew up in that community, they played basketball at the high school level, and then those fans that packed out American Sumter High School or Tift area or Lowndes are able to make that short drive and see it.
Okay. It's exactly that. Their families, their friends, cousins, grandmas, everything. They'll come and watch them play, and it just makes the entire event better, And then also it gives us, if we get those kids, and hopefully we can get some kids, besides them to kind of start looking at Georgia Southwestern and what we have. Georgia Southwestern's got a lot of great things going for it right now. And so hopefully we get more people to the community and checking us out, and it just makes it fun. And, if we can plant that seed, who knows where it can grow.
Yeah. And just speaking on Eric Hall, first of all, I would like to say he's an excellent player. It will help with local support and with the crowd. And I'm just looking forward to watching him grow in the next 4 years. And hopefully in the future we can sign more kids, in South Georgia. Our main goal is to put a fence around South Georgia and sign more high school kids, or any South Georgia kid that goes off to a junior college and have to transfer back to Georgia Southwestern. So It's always good to have guys locally in your program.
Definitely. So it's also good for me as well because I get to go cover that story, and it's something nice. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all love all around.
We will for sure.
One place I've always liked to talk about is there's a lot of talent growing in America. So I mentioned it in the opening monologue. How much does it help that you talked about how Eric's a good player? I forgot her name.
Jamisha Shantaria.
Jamisha and Shantaria. They're both good players. How much does it help to have that much homegrown talent that is actually being coached up by these high school coaches that are doing a great job? You look right here at American Sumter High. You got Sherry Harris, Michael Hoffpower, both of them excellent coaches. Mm-hmm. Is that another push for you guys as you guys are building up your basketball program?
Oh, I think it's a huge help. I mean, the South Georgia basketball is fantastic, and when you have good coaches that are putting these kids through rigorous, practices and really getting them ready to play at a high level, just makes our recruiting even easier, And then once they get to your program, you just hope they'll go to the next level and make their teams and their coaches proud. But America's High has it going on right now, and so it's fun to watch and it's fun to see them grow.
Definitely.
I'll have to say I went to a couple of American High practices, and they run it like a college program. So once you get them on your campus, it's not too much they have to adjust to. Of course, I have to get used to the speed of the game and the physicality of the game. But overall, we have good coaches in South Georgia. I have a good relationship, with most of the coaches here. So whenever they have a player, hopefully they'll send them to Georgia Southwestern.
Here it is. I like that. And Jamisha and Shantaria, I won't forget again. All right, I'll be at the games and I'll make it up to them. I'm sorry about that. A big part of why I love coming to Georgia Southwestern State is the facilities. I think for baseball. And especially basketball, I just love the arena. Great lighting. I love shooting in an arena with great lighting, as well as you guys have great fans. Talk about, the home court advantage, I want to speak about it first before I ask you a question. For the women's team last year, 7 of your 8 wins came in the Storm Dome. And for the men's team, you guys went 8-5 last year within the Storm Dome. How much does this crowd play into the effect of you guys playing well on the court, as well as just how much do you enjoy a nice facility like that?
Well, the facility is big times. It's like one of the best in the country, I think. And as far as, having fans, at the game, I think it goes both ways. We do a lot in the community as far as trying to get the community involved and try to bridge the gap between the university and the college. So anytime our guys walk on the floor and see a familiar face, because we do a lot in the community and just able to perform in front of those people, I think is beneficial for us.
Kevin?
Yeah, the Storm Dome is incredible to play in. You bring a kid in there when you're recruiting, it shows off. And we're about to do some really great improvements for baseball and softball as well. I just think that athletics in whole has taken a massive leap in the last 2 years, and I think it's just starting to get where it's going to be. I think Coach and I were talking on the way down here that it's just becoming one of the best jobs around.
Definitely so, and that's something that the players have got to be taking notice of, as well as the community, and I've noticed it as well. So enough of me just praising up Georgia Southwestern. I feel like this is a commercial almost I'm giving out. Enough of that, because next up after the break we have trivia, and this is a first. I've been doing this show for a full year now. This is the first time I'll be the moderator in the trivia, or the host, and I won't be taking one of you down. So it'll be Coach Britsky versus Coach Hicks after the break, and we'll see which program will get the first win of the year. Welcome back to Sports Talk with Theo. We're about to get into the trivia portion, and for the first time ever, I can't lose. I can't win either, though, because I'm the moderator, I'm the host, and we have Ben Hicks of the men's basketball team for Georgia Southwestern State going up against Kelly Britsky of the women's basketball team. We'll see which one has the higher basketball IQ. All basketball questions. You ready?
Ready.
Let's go. First question is, who won the first NBA game? Is it the Chicago Stags or the New York Knicks?
New York Knicks.
That's right. And there you go. Put a ball in. And when you get one right, you throw a ball in.
That might be the only one.
Look, and the rest of them are not. I'm not going to give you options. It's going to be straight up, open-ended. So you got to give the answer.
Okay.
And Coach Hicks, ring the bell.
I didn't know that one.
You didn't know? Okay, there it is. Okay. Well, Wilt Chamberlain has the most points in an NBA game with 100. Kobe Bryant is second with 81. Which player has the next highest mark in a single NBA game? You don't have to give me the total, just the player. I'll give you a hint. He played for the Spurs.
Tim Duncan.
No.
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Just one try?
Yeah, you only get one try. You got throwing up.
I don't even know.
You don't know?
Robinson.
Okay, it's David Robinson. David Robinson has
man,
73.
I should know that.
Okay, we'll move on to the next one. The three-point line was introduced into the NBA in the 1979-1980 season. Who was the first person to drain a three-point field goal in an NBA game? This is a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Because I didn't know this one when I.
Did we get a hint on this one
Yeah,
as
give
well?
us a hint.
I can't.
Because you don't even know who it is, do you? You don't even know
We'll
who
find
it
out.
is.
Come on, give a guess. 80s.
West somebody. No.
80s,
His
79,
first name was
80s.
Chris.
Can be Chris Mullins. I was born in 1979, by the way.
Now he's giving out his own trivia
We are
fact.
failing here.
Chris, his first name was
All right,
Chris.
let's go to the answer. We'll move on to the next question. Chris Ford.
Chris Ford,
I
North
remember that.
Carolina, right?
See?
North Carolina.
Look at
Maybe.
that, Coach.
Very possibly.
We're gonna take his word for it.
We'll take his word. Speaking of three-pointers, the duo of Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson are called the Splash Brother. The former trio Warrior Stars were in the 90s, and they went by the name of Run TMC. Can you name that trio? Run TMC.
Killing us here.
Run TMC.
You named one of them already.
Tim Duncan.
When I said
Sorry.
no.
No.
When I said Chris, I'll give you one. Chris Mullin. Who was his running mates?
Mitch Richmond.
There you go.
Oh. You got this, Coach. You got this, Coach.
He's right there. Why is he rooting you when he's going against you?
He's my man.
It's not Latrell Spree.
He has a son in the NBA right now. He played for the Hawks recently. Oh man, I gotta get. It's too late. Tim Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway.
Come on now. You had it.
I say Latrell Spree.
Not Latrell.
I know, right?
Not Latrell. Which former WNBA team is famous for kicking off the league with 4 straight finals championships?
Houston Comets.
There it is. That's my hometown.
There we go.
There it is. I like that. Little
Hanging
H-Town
on the
flavor.
rim.
Hanging on the rim on you. After
right,
you
all
rooted
right,
for him.
all right.
This is the last question before we go to break. Let's get this one in. The Minnesota Lynx have made the WNBA Finals 4 out of the last 5 seasons, but how many championships have they come up with in that span?
3.
Woo! He's on fire. He's on fire.
I gotta hit the bell.
Just like that's NBA Jam dunk right there. He's
There
on
you go.
fire. Well, we're going to go into the break right now. Coach Hicks up 2-1. We'll see if it'll be comeback season or more of the same right after the break. Welcome back to Sports Talk with Theo Dorsey, Kelly Britsky, Ben Hicks, Theo, and we got a game right here, 2-1. You mentioned during the break that this is the only time that you guys go up against each other. Other than that, you're working in unison.
Always.
That's true.
Always work together.
So we'll see if you guys can battle it out one last time. We got 3 questions left on the docket, and they're going to be not any easier than the earlier ones. So we'll see what happens. First question here. Doherty County Athletics Director Lee Henry is an Olympic gold medalist and former star in SEC women's basketball. Which legendary coach did the South Georgia Native play for in college?
Pat Summitt.
Pat Summitt, there it is. Come on, SEC.
Tennessee
Vols. Go ahead and get your. We're tied. We're tied up.
All right.
The anticipation is building.
Yes.
Let's go on to the
Don't
second
choke,
question. So, this will be an easy one. Who was the #1 pick in the 2018 WNBA draft?
Oh, I just went blank. She played for South Carolina. I don't know it.
He said, you know it, but you don't know it.
Aisha. Aisha.
This is it.
It's not Smith.
What did Tom Hanks yell out on Castaway?
Oh, don't ask me. I'm bad with movies. Coach, go ahead.
Should we give it to him for that?
Go ahead, give
I
it.
don't know. I promise you.
He said
Little
Asia.
Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, Wilson.
Asia.
Come on.
Aisha Wilson.
Asia Wilson.
There you
go.
Asia Wilson. But you got it, though. Go ahead and throw it in there.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks for the assist.
Good assist there. Now we're down to the last question, and it's anybody's ball game still because whoever
right.
gets it will win, or you just win if nobody gets it because it's a 2-point question.
All right.
So for the 2-point bucket, this one is America's centrist. Okay. Which of the 2 GSW basketball teams had the longest winning streak last season, and how long was it?
Men's basketball.
Well, how long was it, though?
We had a 5-game win streak.
Oh, see, he got you. That was a layup for him, though.
That was a layup.
That was a layup for him, though. You know what? It's good, though. I should have changed up that last question. That was too easy. But we'll give it to him. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Good
Great
job,
job.
Coach.
Thanks.
Great.
Coach.
I like the sportsmanship. Usually I'm talking smack and the other coaches mad, but I like the sportsmanship here. That's
We
cool.
got to live with each other.
Exactly.
There you go. Well, that'll do it. Well, thank you so much for watching this. We got more, though. We have more to talk about because there's more to talk about with the upcoming seasons for both of your programs. So stick around. We have a winner, and we have a winner as well because they work in unison, and we'll talk about their basketball programs right after the break. Welcome back to Sports Talk with Theo. We just got done making history. The first time I've moderated or hosted the trivia. And Ben Hicks, you made history by being the first one to win it with me in the middle. Did I do a decent job?
Perfect.
You did a great job.
Great. I'll run
awesome.
I'll run it by John to see if he'll let me do it some more. Maybe we can switch it up sometimes. I like that because then I didn't lose.
There you go.
But speaking of that, I mean, I know going into this season, you're looking at 2 programs. I know for you have 4 returning starters, but those are the only people returning. And then for yourself, you have 7 returners. One of them, or 1 or 2 are starters. Mm-hmm. So Coach Hicks, I'll start with you. We got the men's basketball footage rolling right here. How do you? Most people will say you got 4 returning starters, so that's a good situation. But how do you fill in those role player minutes? Those guys that need to come in and give a bolt of energy to the team when some of those starters have to come to the bench.
Well, one thing I'm dependent on is the 4 starters are returning to show some type of leadership and help those guys understand how we operate here at Georgia Southwestern. RJ Session is an all-conference player that's returning. He's really good. He's a guy that, you have guys that are vocal leaders and lead by example. He's a guy that leads by example. So I'm gonna challenge those guys the first day they step on campus. Show these new guys how we operate here with energy, effort, and enthusiasm every single day at practice, in the classroom, and in the community.
Got you. And I heard before this, and we might be kind of breaking this, but your first attempt to do so, your exhibition, will be against Mississippi State, right?
Yes, sir. We played Mississippi State November the 4th at 2 p.m. They have a great program.
Yeah.
I felt like they should have went to the NCAA tournament last year. It's going to be a great experience for our guys. Hopefully, with having 4 starters coming back, we'll be able to compete.
We'll see, because you beat Troy in overtime.
We did.
We'll see what you can do against Mississippi State. They have an area kid, Reggie Perry from Thomasville there, so I'm interested. I'll try and watch that if not online.
He might be on the bus on that
I
one.
might hop on the bus.
You're welcome to come.
There it is. I'm freeing up the calendar right
There
now.
you go.
Coach Britsky, for your team right now, you guys are coming off a season 8 wins, but you want to. I mean, you've been here for a dozen years, so you've seen each side of the coin. How do you build around the team that you have? You have a big roster. You have 7 returning players.
Yeah, we have 7 returners. We have 9 new kids coming in, and the 9 new kids, especially the 6 freshmen, are really talented young ladies coming in. So we're going to depend, just like my coach said, being that we have 7 returners that understand the Peach Belt, know what it takes to win, we're going to put a lot of pressure on them early to kind of, set the tone of what we're going to do. We want to cause a lot of havoc this year. We're going to try to be really fast, and the kids that we recruited, fit into that role. They get up and down the court, they can shoot the ball. And we're going to try to be a little better defensively. I thought that was one thing that we were really weak at last year, and it's something that kind of pride ourselves on. So I was pretty upset about that. So we're going to get after it early and make some things happen.
Got you. Well, I'll be one of the first to see it. I'll be coming out to that Storm Dome to watch those Canes and Lady Canes take care of business. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
No problem. Thanks for
We
having us.
appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
And y'all have a good night. Thanks for watching.